Right, so good morning. Absolutely crisp morning, isn't it? It's freezing.
I love the way you said, oh, it's not that cold, it'll be fine.
No, it's a little bit fresh. But we said that because it's a bit of a free weekend, we ain't got any football to go to, we would head out for a bit of a walk uptown. Well, if you're not from London, that means London. So we're looking at moving soon, so we won't have this on our doorstep so much. So we thought we'd have a little wander around and act as tourists for the day, if you like, well, for the morning. So we're going to get the train up to Woolwich, which is delayed, which is typical. That one's no good to us, I don't think. Get the boat from Woolwich up to Tower Bridge, and then have a little wander about, and we'll show you what our hometown, or kind of our hometown, is like. And no doubt we'll stop some food along the way as well. So anyway, I'm starving. Oh, well, typical. But yeah, God, it's freezing, isn't it? Probably a bad idea, but we'll see you up there anyway. So about half an hour on the boat and we've made it up to Tower Pier. We've got the Shard just across the water there, which is, I think, is it the tallest in Europe? Or?
I don't know why you're asking me.
I think it's the tallest building in Europe, and just there you've got HMS Belfast as well, which is more up Charlotte Street. Do you know anything about that? You're into your history, aren't you?
Well, I previously went.
Oh, you did, didn't you? I think that's been there since about the 70s, I think, as a museum, and obviously you've got Tower Bridge there. I think we're going to try and grab a bit of breakfast in this place called Cop, and they've got little outside pods, so we're a bit peckish, as I said, so we're going to try and get something to eat in here. So we've stopped for breakfast. You can guess what I'm having. You can probably guess what she's having as well. So after a little bit of breakfast, we've made our way back away from the Thames to the Tower of London, and they've still got the ice skating rink here from Christmas. It's absolutely packed. But neither of our balances is that good, is it? Our balance.
Oh no.
So we're going to give that a miss. But yeah, no, this is not a bit of us, this.
I think last time I pulled someone down with me, so
I did as well. I pulled my dad down last time I was ice skating, so I think I've had a bad back ever since. So yeah, no, we'll give that a miss. There's a bit of a better view of the tower. Never actually been inside the Tower of London. I must do that at some point. And we're going to make our way on the tube now to head up to Westminster. What's the matter with you? Oh, don't worry about the dog. So the tube station was shut, so it had to take a little bit of a detour. But we've come via Waterloo. We're not actually going on the London Eye today. I think I've been on it about 4 or 5 times. But it is a good way to see a lot of London. And this is the most visited attraction in the whole of the UK. 3.5 million visitors a year for your pub quiz questions. So we're going to have a walk along the Thames up to Big Ben and have a look around Parliament Square.
This is all boarded up.
It is actually boarded up, yeah, unfortunately. And just across the water from the London Eye obviously you've got the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben, but as Charlotte said, it's all boarded up at this time. When's it due to be done, do you know? Is it? Here's a question for you. What's the name of the tower for Big Ben? Because Big Ben's not the official name. St Stephen's Tower. Fact number 2. So here we are, Parliament Square, which is obviously just sits behind the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben, which obviously you can't see unfortunately today. And if you look over there, is that Westminster Cathedral, Charlotte? Where it is, isn't it? That's where the royal weddings and funerals take place. But we're going to be talking of Parliament and politics. We're making our way up towards number 10. And just en route to number 10, you've got the Cenotaph, if I pronounced that right, which is obviously where we have the Remembrance Sunday every year. I was going to call it a celebration, but obviously it's not. What is it? A service. Service. But anyway, yeah.
You said it's a remembrance.
Yeah, remembrance. I don't know if you can make it out in the distance in the middle of the road. The black monument is for the women who served during the war as well. Did you know that? Yes, it is.
Is it?
I think so. Pretty sure it is. Well, we'll see in a minute anyway. And so this is as close as we can get to number 10. Obviously well guarded. And it turns out I was right, by the way. It is the women at war in the middle of the road. Yeah, see? Yeah, see? You've studied history at uni. I didn't do none of that. So yeah, that's number 10. Obviously you can't get too close, you can't see too much of it.
And obviously no sign of Boris Johnson because he's currently on holiday.
Yeah, no sign of Boris. But we're going to make our way up towards probably the second, or maybe the most famous place in London, Buckhouse. And just en route to Buckingham Palace, you've got Horse Guards Parade. I think we can cut through it actually. Come on, let's go through. So we've come through the back of Horse Guards Parade, which is just there, which leads directly into St James's Park, which is here. And it's about a 10-minute walk through to Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, not Buckhouse.
Not Buckhouse. I've been told off being too informal. So yeah, you ever take a slow walk up to Buckingham Palace, not Buckhouse. Okay, so here we are, it's Buckingham Palace. The flag's at full mast at the top there, as you can see, which we think means the Queen is at home.
I'm going to Google it.
But she's not invited us in for a cup of tea, unfortunately. Could do one, it's absolutely freezing. That's Buckingham Palace. We're now going to make our way back into the West End of London.
Oh no, if the Union flag flies above Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle or Sandringham House, it signals that the Queen is not in.
Oh, she's not in. That's why we haven't had our invitation then. Yeah, so we're going to make our way back to the West End via Piccadilly Circus.
We're going to go flop and get some vinyl.
And hopefully hit a record shop. So this is Piccadilly Circus. I've got another question for you here. What was the first neon sign at Piccadilly Circus? And I'll give you a clue. It's a British, like it's a food or drink you'd only probably get in Britain.
It looks like something like pie and mash or fish and chips.
Pie and mash?
Yeah.
No, it's a brand.
Oh, it's a brand. No idea.
Bovril. There you go. Bovril. Anyway, Piccadilly Circus. We're going to try and find... I could actually, yeah. We're going to try and find our record shop, I think. So next up, we're walking back from our fish and chips through Chinatown. Now this place is a bit of a joke compared to New York's Chinatown. It's literally this little row of restaurants here and there, and it's literally restaurants, a few bookies, and that's about it. When you compare it to New York, it's like a proper district. This is tiny. But anyway, it's been here for years. It's part of London, if you like, part of the West End. And now we're going to head into Leicester Square. So here we are, Leicester Square. People call this the heart of the West End in London. It's home to at least 3 casinos. We've got Horizons, the Hippodrome and the Empire. But we won't be gambling today. It's purely a bit of walking around and seeing the sights and stuff, which makes a change for us. So once we've been in here, Charlotte's getting the hump with people. We're heading over towards Covent Garden to get our record shop. Okay, this is our final pit stop before we head home. It is obviously Trafalgar Square, where they've still got the Christmas tree up. I think it's 12 days before and 12 days after. That's normally shipped in from Norway, I think it is, every year. Obviously you've got Nelson's Column, which you can't really see because I'm stood behind a lamppost, but there you go. Obviously you've got the fountains with the famous pigeons. And that's just about us done. So this has been a little wander around our hometown. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in a few weeks in February when we go off to Paris for the weekend. So we'll see you then. Take care.